take a moment to welcome everyone to a very special episode of the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca the Movie Professor, and I'm here solo today, just in case I cry. This podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go view a new movie release or not. It's real easy. If we say watch this shit, stop what you're doing and go enjoy some good cinema. If we say don't watch this shit, avoid it like you would Jeffrey Epstein's Island Paradise. Or don't, do what you want. It may be fun and it may cost you some serious jail time. You don't want to listen to us, you put your life in your own hand. When I say very special episode is going to be some depressing shit laid on you. I will try and add a little levity, but make no mistake, Sound of Freedom wants you to feel the sadness. This drives home the point that these are real world issues that are entirely deplorable. In the end, they do attempt to provide hope so that the audience isn't too frozen by what they witnessed to leave the theater. Overview. This film deals with the abduction and sex trafficking of minors based on real life events as told by the person that worked in the field trying to find and free children from these hardships. His name is Tim Ballard. It is not an easy watch. The entire runtime, any reasonable person may feel anger, sadness, and disgust. I can assure you I experienced every one of those emotions. It is not an easy watch from an emotional standpoint. It's based on the account of the agent that lived the events of the movie. He started working on cases stateside to take down criminals that deal in illegal activities involving minors. Initially working for the CIA, then with Homeland Security. He was a family man that took the job seriously and personally. While training another agent that wasn't cut out for the job, he came upon the realization that he was taking down the bad people committing the crimes, but he wasn't saving the people most impacted by their activities, the kids. Once that hit him, he was unable to shake the feeling that he must do more. This led to him rescuing a child that was being smuggled into the United States for the purpose of being sold as a sex slave. The child's story was told alongside his sister and is the driving point of the movie. After reuniting the boy with his father, all of them were still heartbroken as the sister was still missing. The father said a line, and it was something to the extent of, would you be able to sleep at night if one of your children's beds was empty? That struck the officer and me as you can't help but put yourself in those shoes. The agent decided to request from his superiors permission to run operations in South America to try to save the children he learned were part of the same batch as the boy he saved, in the hopes that it would lead to finding the sister as well. Um, this movie, this movie hides its flaws very well. Of course, eventually, being an astute moviegoer, I was able to uncover them. But it was well into the movie until I even noticed what was happening. Sound of Freedom so heavily leans on the emotional aspect of the story over traditional aspect of Hollywood productions. Think along the lines of a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie. I noticed it in a scene in which the main character was making a statement, but the lip sync was completely off. That technique is called ADR, and most films hide it by having the new line spoken when the character speaking the lines is either off screen or their head is turned so that you can't see the mouth movements. That one error was enough to break me out of the spell. It didn't ruin my movie experience, but it did put me back in my critic mindset. The primary lead, Jim Caviezel, mostly acts in faith-based movies. These movies always emphasize the message of the movie over storytelling. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you know what you get. Personally, I'm more of a fan of a movie having a message, but not explicitly telling you what said message is. In this movie, there's really no way around it, though. Hurting children, especially in this manner, is pure evil. One of the children that is a victim to these crimes starts the movie with the biggest smile. She is happy, cheery, and loves to sing. After her ordeal, after she's eventually rescued and gets to return home, the smile and cheerful personality is completely erased. She still sings, but the song is one full of heartbreak and sadness. The broken image of what she was turned into haunted me even while listening to the message of hope during the credits. Um, this film had a little bit of trouble getting released. Uh, During the end credits, Jim Cavell, the main primary actor, discusses the importance of this movie being seen by as many people as possible to get awareness out to the world. He mentions, but doesn't go into detail about the obstacles they had to face getting the film to screen. This movie was complete more than 4 years ago, but the powers that be in Hollywood prevented it from being released. Those actions are extremely sus. This movie shines a light on the rich and powerful, inflicting heinous acts upon the most vulnerable members of society. Anyone that wants to bury that story, in my opinion, is either taking part in those villainous actions or at the very least are an accomplice. This message is so important, they released free tickets for anyone that couldn't afford to go to the movie simply by going to the movie website. It is funded by the public, so anyone that wants to give tickets to others can donate. That is an incredible idea, and I'm not even sure why other movies haven't thought to do this. Um, it's an incredible idea. Um, it's almost the equivalent of passing a collection plate in church. While we got you here and we got you emotionally invested, let's give you the opportunity to be a part of the solution. It's a genius strategy and has led to this movie overperforming far above what anybody else expected it to do. All right. Um, Let me wrap it up. Final verdict. Watch this shit. Sound of Freedom opens up conversations and awareness about a sensitive subject for sure. That itself takes away one of the tools of the people involved. The secrecy has benefited them for years. People are afraid to talk about it because it is uncomfortable. But I'll tell you what hurts more. Not protecting the people that are most deserving of our love and a chance to grow into productive members of society. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies, so make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a new movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? I told you what to do, and check us out next time when we review Haunted Mansion. Lord willing, and good day to you.